Well, hello to Max Root, and today we're going to do a bit something different. We're not actually on a journey today. What I'm going to show is some tips for driving a manual in the UK, because I've seen some online and I think sometimes they miss a few things. So I'm just going to give you some tips that I see is missing, and hopefully that will help anybody that wants to drive in the UK with a manual. Okay, so first off, I'm going to explain the gear system, because I think they all talk about it's a manual, right? But I don't think in a lot of the videos I've seen they actually go through the actual gearing system. So as you can see, this is a C5 Citroen.
With the light shining on it.
Yeah, a C5 Citroen, right? And you'll see that this car's got 6 gears and a reverse. Okay, so what I'm going to do is explain first of all the reverse, just to get that out of the way. In this car, the reverse is away from me to the passenger door, right, and forward. But to get it into reverse, and it can differ in different cars, this car has a little button in the front there. I don't know if you can see it. There.
Yep.
See? Like that. And that lifts something, and I'm not a mechanic, so that lifts something inside the gearing that allows you to go through a gate and goes into reverse. So when I dip the clutch, and we'll go through talk about the clutch in a minute, I pull the button up, I push it across, and I go forward. Right, you see how it's quite away from me, and that's it in reverse. To come out, it's just a matter of just pulling it, and it'll basically pop out. In some other cars, you've got to push down, right, and put it over and forward. So you're putting your weight down, and it pushes down through a gate. And then I've got another car at home which it comes towards me, and it pushes through a gate and then brings it back, and that goes into reverse. So it depends on the make and the models of the car. The other thing I'm going to explain, so that's basically reverse. You've just got to basically find out what car you've got and what the reverse is, right? Now, we used to call it the standard H. You can see it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, but this car has now got a 5 and a 6, right? And way back when I first started driving, all you ever got was 4 gears.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah, right? So now we've got 6 gears. And maybe in 10 years' time we'll have 20 gears, but you never know.
Well, some lorries have got a lot of gears.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a standard H with an add-on, really. Okay? Now, what they're bound to be, but what I haven't seen yet is people understanding how the gear stick works. So at the present moment it's in neutral, so you can see it like that. Okay? Right? Now, when the gear stick sits on its own, the gear stick is always, well, all the cars I've driven are always lined up to 3rd and 4th gear. So if I just push that forward, like that automatically will go into 3rd gear. Pull it back, right, and that'll go into 4th gear. Now see, there's no movement side to side. If I want to go to 1st gear, I push it to the side. Don't lift the button, but push it to the side and forward. That's 1st gear. If I hold it over and push back, that's 2nd gear. If I just let that go like that, see, it jumps across and goes in line with the 3rd and 4th. If I want to go into 5th and 6th gear, I have to pull it across and push 5, keep it to there, bring it back, and I'm into 6. So basically as simple as that.
Just the same as the 1st and 2nd.
Yep, right. So when it sits in line 3rd and 4th, push it across, forward, back is 1st and 2nd, bring it to me is 5th and 6th. And if I let it go, like I said before, it sits, all cars I think you'll find, it sits within the 3rd and 4th gear. Okay, hopefully you'll understand that one. Alright? Right, now what we'll do is we'll go into a wee drive and let you understand. In fact, I need to cover the clutch. The clutch is like 2 plates one spinning through the engine. Right, so I'm not a mechanic, so there'll be a bit more different things that a mechanic could explain to you, right? But it's a clutch and the clutch plate are all driving. So when the engine's spinning, this clutch is spinning. When you dip the clutch plate comes away from the drive system to drive the wheels. When you let the clutch up, the clutch plate comes together and it turns the prop shaft, which then turns the wheels. Okay, so when you go to change gear, you have to bring the clutch away, change gear and bring it back, right? And it changes the gearing system within the box. If you drive an automatic, that does it all automatic, it does it itself. But with it, and most cars in Britain are manual cars. So you dip the clutch, and then back in again, and you change it. Now, depending on how fast you're going to what you're doing, depends on how quick you actually let your foot off the clutch. If you're just catching the bike to drive off, you bring the clutch up slow till it catches, give it a wee bit of gas or acceleration, and as it bites, then you take your foot off and then you press the accelerator and away you go. If you're going faster, you change quick, but if you're just going at quite a normal speed, it's just a and it's out. You don't just let it go, you've got to bring it up in a controlled manner. It's one of these things you've got to practice to feel it, to feel the bite, to understand how the engine is catching it and how fast you could come. It's the best idea is to practice that. It's very hard to kind of explain with your foot how you're doing that. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go out. Debbie's with me just now, and what we're going to do is just show you some of the things that you come up against across the kind of areas, and we're going to take a trip on the motorway as well, because I've got some shopping to do, so we're going to go out shopping as well. And we'll show you some tips of that when you're driving on the roads, what to look out for. Okay? Right, here we go. This is a standard kind of road. You'll see that this road is quite wide, but there's no markings here. Alright, so you've just got to be understanding that you keep to the left. So remember, you're driving on the left. And that goes for some UK drivers as well. Okay, and it's not all just foreigners that get it wrong, but I've seen UK drivers get it wrong as well.
Especially at roundabouts.
Yeah. Okay. And you see the lampposts here. Okay, a lot of lampposts and that. That sometimes in a town like this can be an indication as well that it's a 30 mile an hour limit. Okay, so when you see the lampposts coming around the streets, stuff like that, be aware that unless signposted otherwise, stick to the 30. Normally if it's a 40 or even a 20 zone or above, you'll see a signpost telling you. But in an urban area, you'll find that most times it's 30. You see the double yellow lines here? That basically means no parking at any time. Right? So, coming to the junction, you'll see it's very faint. Broken white lines in front. Right? That's a give way. Right? So you should. It's not stop. If the road's clear, you can keep going. It's only a stop if the lines are solid.
So you're giving way to the cars coming from the right.
You're giving way to the cars coming from the right. Here we come to the roundabout. To explain a roundabout, right? In fact, I'll get that further down. Right? Don't indicate just left until you're coming to your junction. Right? If I was indicating left there for that guy, he would be thinking I'm going into that junction. So you've got to wait till you pass each junction. Traffic lights, we're coming up to a set of traffic lights. You can see they're on green. Right, when the traffic lights are on red, you have no other turns unless there's a lane that's open, like an arrow, a green, what do you call them?
Filter lane.
Filter lanes, okay. Here's the zebra crossing. You see the jagged white lines. Jagged white lines means no parking on that area, within that area. And that's to allow the people who are crossing to have a clear view that when they're crossing. So no parking. You see the traffic lights in front, right? Green, so we can carry on. And you'll see cycle lanes and that. You shouldn't really be on the cycle lanes because it's supposed to be push bikes for cycling along there. Although you can drive, and as long as you're not hitting anybody, you can drive on it. Just don't knock anybody down.
No.
Right? Now, another wee tip. See the line in the middle of the road? You'll see that they're long white lines with short intervals in between. When they're longer, that actually means there's hazards in the area. Okay? When they actually open up, so the white lines are shorter and there's a bigger patch in between, that means there's less hazards. Right? Again, up through another set of traffic lights, and here we are at red. Red in all terms means stop. Unless there's a filter arrow, you stop. You cannot turn any other way. You stop on the line. If you go through a red light, you can be fined. If the police catch you, not only that, you can cause an accident. Okay. Again, you see a lot of the double yellow lines basically means no parking, right? And there's junctions. In the UK, usually the main roads has right of way, and any side roads, they'll have a give way line towards them. If you see this van sitting here, you'll see that it's pulled up, and it's a broken white line in front of him, 2 white lines. That means he has to give way. Once he's safely, he can then come out. Right, coming up to a roundabout, we're going to cover a few roundabouts, because there's quite a few in my town. It's always courtesy to indicate where you're going. There are a few cars, especially the expensive ones, I think they don't supply indicators to them. I think it's an entitlement that you didn't have to. If you spend over £60,000 in a car, in some cases, that you didn't have to actually indicate. But the law says that you should be. So, we'll go this roundabout, and then we're going to explain the roundabout before we get to the next one. Right. We're going down, it's about a mile along, there's a roundabout. And try and think of a roundabout like a clock. Right? So, your 12 o'clock position would be, as you come up to the roundabout, think of it as the 12 o'clock position. Unless marked on the road, right, the 12 o'clock position you should keep to the left of the road. If you're going past into a junction past the 12 o'clock position, you keep to the right. Right? That may differ depending on the road markings, because you may get some roundabouts that have a few lanes. Like this one we're going to come up to, I think has 2 lanes, but there's another one we're going to come up to have 3 lanes. So you can look on the road, and that may tell you actually where you want to be and where you're going to go, and you would go into that equivalent lane to go. Again, you can see the traffic lights have turned green. So the distance we're away there now, we should be aware that any time that could change,
like
just
now.
like that. And we should need to stop on the red.
To give way to those.
Yeah. You'll see, well, you can't see just now, but there's actual one in the red line. There's a solid white line in front of us. Okay? You'll see over there, you see it green. Under that one, there's another green, right, which isn't on the now. That's actually a filter, right? And then at some points of the day, that filter may come on at busy times to allow the traffic who want to turn right there to have access and get turned quicker. So it can, depending on the time of day, it can change. Roundabout, you see, we'll keep to the right because the arrows on the road tell me it's to straight on, and I'm going straight on. The left lane was for turning left only. I'll indicate to we're going left. Now don't try and switch lanes here. I was on the outside lane, I'll stick to it, right? So now when I'm here, I can actually go over if I want. And you see the lines in the middle of the road? Small white lines with big gaps. That means basically there's no real hazards here at the moment. Okay? We are going to go excuse me, we are going to go right here, so I want to indicate to the right and move over. Now, indicating to the right and moving over is a signal to others that your intention is to move over. It does not give you the right just to move over at any time. You should only do so when it's safe to do so. Right? I've had a lot of drivers that cut out in front of me and go, I've got my indicators on. That means nothing. Indicators is intention to move over. It's only moving over when it's safe to do so. Okay, so red lights again. Now this is where it's slightly different as we go around the corner here, because where you'll find there's different lanes. Let's understand the lanes and where you're going. if you get it wrong, just go round the roundabout again. Don't try and cut up people. You get it wrong, make a mistake, just go round again. Okay? Now, I want to be in the middle lane there. I've indicated, moved over. Bit bumpy road here.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Sort that out. And then you see the arrows there? This is a left turn only. Again, I've been caught out with trucks who actually go straight ahead and they cut you up because they don't know their lanes. Again, you see the
longer white line.
The longer white lines, yep, which has changed to be hazardous now.
Is that because there's a junction, like a thing there?
Yeah. This road actually is a 60, and a lot of that you can tell by the car. The car will indicate, you see the way where the speed is, it says 60 there. Okay, so it's a 60 area. Now, when we're going to change from a 60, you'll see it shows you now a 30. So we need to start allowing the car to slow down to go into a 30 area. Again, traffic lights, there we go. See how quick that changed?
There's a solid white line-ish.
Yep. There you go. Okay. These change quite quickly, so we're quite good because they're only a filter to allow some of the traffic off the motorway to come in. There we go. It's red, amber. Red, stop. Amber means get ready. And then green, on you go. Now we're coming up to what we call a mini roundabout. Okay, it's still a roundabout, treated in the same way, but it's just a small roundabout. Instead of having traffic lights and that, this allows the road users to basically go round corners themselves. So it's always you're giving way to the right. So the car on the right here, don't know where he's going. Yep, he's okay, he's going that way. Nothing else coming, I can carry on. If there was a car coming and turning, they have right of way. So I'd have to stop and allow them to come on. As you can see, we have a lot of traffic lights in this town. Pedestrian crossings, everything.
A busy wee town.
Yeah. A lot of roundabouts.
A lot of car garages.
A lot of car garages, yeah. Right.
Oh, there's an aeroplane up there, look.
So, we're going to come over this hill here. You see the lines here? A solid white line on my side and a broken line on their side. That solid white line means we cannot cross over that. And then see, they've now got the solid white line, so they can't cross over. And it's basically so you don't, it should be common sense, but you don't overtake on a hill.
You can't see what's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, big buzzard.
Big buzzard. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the motorway. Big signs up there, and then we've got the signs up there, you see. So you see the road now is 3 lanes, right?
Quite busy, eh?
Because traffic lights will change any second. There we go, it's changing. Red, amber, and green we go. Stick in your lane. Don't start weaving all over the place because everybody's keeping to their own lanes.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to go now onto the motorway. When you go into a motorway, right, you're not allowed pedestrians or cyclists and all that. It's motor vehicles only. A learner can go on the motorway only with a qualified instructor. So if you're out taking your son and daughter out for a drive, you're not allowed on the motorway unless you're a qualified instructor. Now, see the lines coming up? The broken white lines, they're basically give way. I just need to say thanks to the guys behind me. that he's allowed me to come out. But if you couldn't come out safely there, they broken white lines basically mean that you have to stop. It's a giveaway. And again, that's where a lot of people fail to understand. It's a giveaway. It does not entitle you to actually go on the motorway and help yourself.
And now you can see it's a 70 on a motorway.
Yeah. Now, you can do 70 in the inside lane. But the inside lane is mostly for the traffic to turn. The outside lane is mostly for people who want to overtake you. So if I indicate here, safe to go out, and I indicate I'm going past this small van, right? I should by rights indicate and come back in, and that allows anybody else to go past me. You shouldn't be sitting out there on the outside lane. That's basically an overtaking lane. We call it the fast lane, but it's actually an overtaking lane. You shouldn't be sitting out there and thinking, well, I'm okay, I'm out here. You're supposed to move back
I think
in.
you can get done.
If you're causing a problem, you can get, if a police catches you, you can get pulled over for
They're
it.
called lane hoggers.
Yeah. Also, on a motorway, you can get pulled for going too slow. It's a 70 mile an hour area where there's a lot of cars moving fast, and if you're going too slow, you can get done for going too slow because you're causing a danger. So you've got up to 70 mile an hour. On the left hand lane there, you see it, is another type of road, right? We call that the hard shoulder. And basically, if you get a breakdown or something goes wrong with your car, you can pull on the hard shoulder and get help to come and get you, right? You're supposed to leave your car and get out the car or whatever as you're driving and stand to the side, right? You'll see there's phone boxes, SOS phone boxes about where you can lift the phone and it automatically takes you to, in fact, I don't know if it's a police, I think it's a police, or it's a...
It used to be AA, they used to be orange phones number for the AA.
Yeah, but it's changed.
But again, they don't always work.
See them? Yeah.
No,
That'll automatically contact you to somebody if you've got a problem.
3 lanes here.
Yep. 3 lanes, because going different places. So, if I was going to Glasgow just now, I'd move over to the left to stick into that lane, but we're going towards Stirling, so we're going to stick to the lane. See how the lanes change, the difference? It's still a broken white line, but it's a main indicator to show you that it's a different lane. And obviously you've got signs above you as well as you're coming up. You can see you going to Glasgow as well. As you get past this bit, it then goes into 2 lanes. And we're carrying on to Stirling.
There's a rumble strip
between
this lane and the hard shoulder, which is a kind of warning thingy.
If you're kind of getting tired and you start wandering, I'm going to let you listen to this. Right, hopefully you'll hear it.
Hope so.
Yeah, hear it in a minute. It's very hard because I'm not used to trying to get to the rumble.
Yeah, do you hear it again?
Right?
Hope the car's warning you.
It's basically because of the cover number. You hear that rumble strip? That's designed to actually keep you awake, to tell you you're hitting the side. Alright? Also at night time, when your lights are on, you'll see that there's what we call cat's eyes in the road. Okay? And you get them for different colours for different areas. I think you get green, you get white, you get orange and red. Right? I can't totally remember everything. A white line in the middle here, that's basically a line dividers.
Lane dividers.
Lane dividers telling you you're in your 2 lanes here. Is the rain coming on? Typical Scotland. Red one, I seen a red one there.
Yep, so that's for the...
They're red, that's going on the hard shoulder. And then you've got amber on the far outside one, okay, to give you a warning. And then you get the green ones. They're actually where you get junctions coming on or going off. You'll get a junction and it'll give you a green reflection at night. During the day you didn't really need it, but at night time it helps to understand where they are. And you can see here, the white lines, because there's no real hazards, all the traffic's going the same way, the white lines in the middle, they've got big gaps in between them. And that basically is saying there's not a lot of hazards in this area, apart from basically...
There's no junctions coming into it or anything
like that. It's just traffic going the two-way. Probably in America, this may be your interstates or your highways and stuff like this. The maximum speed we should be going in this is 70.
Oh, motorhome.
Yeah. But obviously there are people that go a little faster. If you go faster than 70 and 70 mile an hour, just be aware that if you get stopped to get done, it's your fault.
You got a ticket, speeding ticket.
Speeding ticket, yeah. And we're coming off at the next junction in Stirling because we're heading into the shop. You see, this is the blue sign to tell you. It's telling you 1 mile. You'll see a number 9 because that's junction 9. Right? So if you see the sign, it gives you the number. And if you've got a map, even if you use the map, that's junction 9. You get some other signs. There's a services as you come off here. You can get a services. Half a mile to go in junction 9. That's the one we're coming off. And also, when you're coming up to the junction, it'll give you indicators to how far you've got. And it's in yards. And it's usually marked up to 300 yards. Okay? You see them coming up now. I always believe, and I was taught, that when you hit the first 300 yard marker, is when you indicate that you're leaving. Okay, 2, 1, and then we're going up to the...
And this is where
left.
the
green
cat's
markers,
eyes.
you
Yep,
see them?
they're right.
They're green. That at night time shows you that's an exit. Now I'm going to be going right, so I'll keep to the right. Again, depending on the lanes and where you're going, you decide in what lane you needed to go to. I'm going far right, so I'll keep to the right. Give way, see signs, broken line. And there we go. You can see I'm still going to the right. The markings on the road tell you basically where you want to go. There's signposts everywhere. If you make a mistake, just go round again. Now I'm going to go left here, so I indicate left, make sure it's safe to cross.
Once you're past that junction.
Yeah.
Oh, road closed, no mechanic.
Oh, so we need to go the other way.
We never read the road signs.
Road closed, that's the road I wanted, so I need to go another way. So, like you see, I couldn't go that way, I can't get round, so I'll just go back round again and go another way into Stirling. I missed the diverse traffic sign. But don't panic. See, we just go back round the roundabout again.
Back to the services.
Back to the services station, there we go. But this time we're going to go off at the junction.
Not the motorway
Not
one.
the motorway, then we move over. And we're going to go off the first junction.
Always mirror signal manoeuvre.
Yeah, make sure you only manoeuvre and move over when it's safe to do so. Right, so we can go in this way. We're into a 40 area. You see signpost tells you 40 mile an hour. And no doubt it will change as we get further in. It will go down to a 30. Even in some cases, a 20. No shit, there is 20 here, but it can go.
There will be in the towns.
The towns that sometimes they go down to 20 mile an hour areas. Okay, see the arrows on the road there? We're not going left, we're going straight on, right? So it kind of beats the 12 o'clock I was explaining, but it beats it because it's indicating to tell me. If there wasn't the arrows pointing in the other directions, I would have probably kept in the left-hand lane. But because the arrows are there, it's telling me if you want to go straight ahead, you want to be in the right-hand lane. So that changes the idea. So it's just making sure you're observing the signs, the indications when you're driving along. Right, small roundabouts. These can be quite dodgy because sometimes traffic can come up to them very quickly. Yeah. So you just got to be aware and be ready to stop on them. See, in the space of about 300 yards, there's two of them. Remember, give way to the right. If you feel in doubt that you don't want to cut anybody up, just stop and let them out. Don't push yourself to go over the roundabout too quickly. It's only seconds. Now you can see as they're coming up another what we call a zebra crossing. Okay, in the zaggy lines, you see the lights are flashing. That's another indication that it's a pedestrian crossing. There's a nice view. There's a Stirling Castle away in the distance there.
A wee goldy bit you can see in the sun.
And just be aware when you've got cars parked along the left-hand side there, you don't know whether there's anybody in their cars and they can just suddenly open their doors because they're not paying attention. So just be aware that...
Or move out without indicating as well. Do that.
Sometimes I've seen them just come out. So just be aware that there could be people in the car, the doors could open, kids could run in between them, right? And basically, yeah, pull out. So just be ready. And that's why they say you should be going at a slower speed so that you can be ready and stop quicker. The faster you go, the longer it takes you to stop. Right, so we're going straight ahead. Right, again, if you look at the lanes, left-hand lane says I'm turning left, which I'm not. I'm going to keep going. Just because I was a bit blind there with the bushes, I had to slow down, indicate left, and there we go. Roundabouts are really easy to use if you just think about it. Look at the markings on the road, look at sometimes you'll get signposts telling you what lane to be in. Just use your eyes. It's something a lot of drivers seem to drive about with their head up their proverbial backside.
With their blinkers on.
Yeah, got their blinkers on. See, signpost there, traffic lights. See, you can see traffic lights, they still put up a signpost for you. These are basically pedestrian crossings. And we're going into a 40 mile an hour area. You see the checkered white line on the right hand side there? It basically means you shouldn't be on there.
Tells you on the road and on the signs what the speed limit is.
If you look clearly, you'll see it coming up now. See that? 40. It's telling you. You can't get wrong. A little sign there, that means it's a roundabout coming up. Now, where are we going here?
I don't know.
Both of them are straight on. So
yes, two lanes.
Yeah, so I can go to the left lane. See the arrows on the ground? Yeah, so basically I'll just stick to the left here and go straight. It does change again as we go up. And further up we will be turning right anyway in one of the roundabouts. See this car beside me? Right, so indicate it's safe to go across. Car behind me is held back. Right, if you give people plenty notice of what you're doing, most people will help out by hanging back for a wee bit. If you cut them off, then
you'll peeve them off.
Peeve them off. You'll it doesn't go well because they'll start to be you'll get the bird, as they call it, or start shouting at you or blowing the horn at you. Give them plenty of warning what you want to do, and most people will give you time to get out. So we're going left here, move over, like so. You can see on the roads as well, all the writing and stuff that's put on there is to help you understand where you're going. Again, another one where it's left only and straight ahead or to the right. Doesn't give you the right arrow because it's just common sense that you can turn right. It's not actually a round one, but it's a roundabout, isn't it? The problem is I can't remember what junction I was wanting to go down. Oh, it's off the roundabout.
It's the first one when if you were coming another way from the closed road.
Yeah, we're going down one of the off the roundabouts here. Right. You see the filter lanes here? You can go straight ahead. Right. But we are going to go to the right on this roundabout. So we want to move over to the right. So if I have plenty of time, indicate, nothing coming, move over safely, all happen. You see that on the left lane, it's left turn only. But we're going right.
I think
it's this one. Hope it's this one. And then there's where you get cyclists who then they follow the roads.
I think I straight on down here.
Do you want to buy a new car? Here we go.
Can we?
No.
I thought that's where you were bringing me.
No. I've got cars. Don't need any.
This one.
Keep forgetting where we're going. Right, we'll stop there now till we're finished because we're going to go into a shop. So we'll come back to you in a wee bit.
Bye for now.
Bye. Well, that's our shopping done. We're heading back out again.
That's Kenny's shopping done.
Yeah, my shopping done, sorry.
Now to do with me.
And my shopping takes 10 seconds. Anyway, we're heading back. And basically, you see signs like this, merging traffic. It basically means that the outside lane's going to merge into one single lane. You've got speed signs there telling you speed even on the road, right? But I don't think there's really much else I can tell you. As in, it's pretty self-explanatory if you just use your eyes and common sense. There's a yellow box there. See that there? That's one we never seen. That basically means that you can't sit in that box. To go to the right here.
Yeah.
You can't sit in that yellow checker box unless you're basically turning free and you're no braking. If you stop there because you can't go past, you should be leaving that clear for other traffic to be able to cross over. You only enter the checker box if your area is free to go. There's nothing stopping you from travelling. You can see if you look at the roads and stuff like that, there's plenty of signage, right? It does help if you are a bit courteous to other drivers, because everybody makes mistakes, especially when you're driving. You will make a boo-boo, but just put your hand up and say, sorry, didn't mean that, in most places, people will go, okay, carry on. But don't get all worked up. Just take your time, and everything should be okay. So I think we'll stop there. If there's any questions somebody wants to ask, you can ask the question. It's a good idea, although, to be honest, the highway code, I don't think I could tell you everything in that book. But it's a good idea to kind of look at the highway code and have a read of what the signs
There's
and the
a
lines
20
mean. A 20
place.
in there, yeah.
There's a wee house in his estate. 20 down there as well.
There's a lot of different signs, and it's grown over the years in the highway code. So understanding everything is pretty hard. But if you use your common sense, you can usually work out a lot of the stuff. Pedestrians, by the way, have the right of way to cross over. Okay? So, if someone's going to cross over there, legally, lawfully, you have to stop. If they walk over there and you hit them, good chance you're going to get done for it. So be aware that zebra crossings, pedestrians have the right of way to cross. What you may find is you'll get someone who'll walk up to the zebra crossing and stop.
Which you should do, I think, anyway.
Yeah, and stop, and just to ensure that you have stopped and you've seen them. You'll also get to the other extent, you'll get people who just walk up to the zebra crossing and just walk right onto it without even looking.
And a lot of people have these ear pod things in their ears now, plus electric cars don't make a noise, so you know they can't hear if there's anything coming. So again, like Kenny says, common sense when you're a pedestrian is to look around you and things like that before you cross roads and everything.
It won't be the first time I've seen cars go right through a zebra crossing. When someone's standing to cross, if that person has stepped out, they would have been hit, right? Not the person who's crossing's fault, but it's the car driver's fault.
Driving with undue care and attention,
you'll get done for that. Especially if you hit them, you're going to get done for driving with undue care and attention. So be aware, pedestrians have the right of way. When you have to, we've just passed now a pedestrian crossing where it's lights that are involved and not a zebra crossing, that's a different matter, because they're supposed to press the button and wait for the lights to change.
Is that Pelican Crossing? Is that what that's called?
Yeah. The lights change to red to stop the traffic, and then the person would cross.
Yeah, but just a normal zebra crossing.
A normal zebra crossing where it's a white kind of rectangles on the road, you have to stop.
Zebra stripes.
Yeah. There's also a new law that's just come in. If you're on a main road and you're turning into a side road and someone's already crossing, right, over the road, you legally have to stop and allow them to cross. Right? It used to be the car had right away to turn here. Say if I turned here now and someone's crossing over that road, I have to wait until they've crossed the road.
You're meant to also, if somebody's on a zebra crossing, wait till they're actually on the pavement at the other side before you move your car. But loads of people don't. They just, as soon as they're over their carriageway sort of thing, they move over. They move
off and start driving. You do get zebra crossings areas where they're in two parts. You can basically, if you've crossed over to the middle and they're waiting to clear to the next one and your area's clear, you can go. But if the zebra crossing is one full one and there's no middle partition, you have to wait, or you should be waiting until the person's fully off the zebra crossing. Right, we're on the motorway, and like I said before, I'll indicate to go right here. Right, it does not give me the legality to just go out. I have to check that it's safe to do so, and see the white broken lines, that's a giveaway. Once it's safe to do so, I can cross over. If there's too much traffic and you can't come out safely, you have to stop and give way until appropriate time.
Over your dollar.
Okay? So I think we'll call it a day here. Hopefully that gave you some tips on how to drive. Changing gear, in fact, is pretty simple. You really have to practice it. If I'm going fast, I'm doing 64 an hour and it's telling me in the car to go up a gear, the change is quite quick. So I go down, change and up and off with the accelerator. Off with the accelerator, down with the clutch, change gear and back on like that. Okay? If I'm going at a slower speed, the clutch is basically coming, it comes up not as quick, but it comes up quicker. If I'm going really slow, like I'm just taking off, then you bring the clutch up slower to feel the bite and then take off. So the clutch is one of these things that you have to practice, changing gear and using the clutch at the same time.
It was one thing that really, really worried me when I was thinking about learning to drive years ago, that I'll never know when to change the gear, I'll never know when to put the clutch in and things like that. But see, once you know, it's second nature.
Yeah, you can actually hear the engine. If you're driving along and the engine's screaming, you basically need to go up a gear or down a gear, whatever it is. If you change into a lower gear for the speed you're going and the gear's too low, you're basically, the car acts like it's been a brake and it just slams into a slower speed and it'll end up braking without actually putting the brake lights on. So if you're going fast, right, keep it in the fast gears, right, you may have to change up and down. And if you look at your car as well, some of the indicators, this one is not showing the now, but the car will actually sometimes tell you. I don't know if I can, in fact, there's too many cars behind me. But if you drop down to a speed, it'll come up to you to go down a gear or up a gear depending on what's happening. Okay, so you can actually, with modern day cars, they're telling you when to change gear as well. So we'll call it a day at that. Thanks for watching. Catch up later. Bye for now.
Bye bye.